thought a lot about how to start this video, and it really feels irresponsible to start it any way other than by saying thank you. For anyone that's ever done any creative work and put it out into the world, you never really know how it's going to be received, or if it's going to be received at all. And to say that I'm surprised by the reaction and the response that my last video got would be the understatement of the century. I was, and still am, completely blown away. I realize I never really talked about my intentions with this channel, and honestly, it's really pretty simple. I'm just trying to share the passion. I'm not trying to be a DIY mechanic channel. I'm not trying to do tutorials about how to work on your cars or how to drive them. Really, all I'm trying to do is just bottle that passion and that excitement that I have for these cars and share it with the world. And luckily, it feels like that worked. I'm not gonna commit to a posting schedule. I'm gonna make the videos that I wanna make, and they're gonna take however long they're gonna take. This is not my full-time job, and I really don't intend it to be. So working on these cars and making videos about it is always gonna have to be a balance with the rest of my life. But it's a really important part of my life, and frankly, a part that I wanna document and share in earnest. Again, this is not a car review channel, and certainly not a place that you come to learn how to work on your cars. All this is me making videos about things that I love and sharing them with the world, in the hopes that there are other people out there like me that feel the same way. So thank you. Really. Thank you. So let's do a quick audit of what I've managed to get done over the last month or so. There's been a lot, honestly, and this car is feeling completely different than it did when I first got it. I mentioned wanting to do a full paint correction on it, so that's what I did. Admittedly, it ended up being a little bit more work than I expected, and that seems to happen pretty much every time I do a paint correction. I needed to do 2 stages on the entire car. The car came out impeccable. I am so unbelievably happy with how this paint came out, and in fact, I had mentioned wanting to get the bumpers repainted. I still want to do that. The rest of the paint looks so good now that that work is feeling a little bit less urgent. As a part of that work, I also installed the brand new headlights and taillights, which completely transformed the look of the car. Oh my gosh, the difference that the new ones made. Wow. And also in the cosmetic realm, kind of, is my new wheels. These are Apex SM10s, wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's. Shout out to Apex for making the process of choosing the right wheels super, super easy. After those things and a few other little bits here and there, replacing pieces of rubber and plastic around the car, I moved on to some of the mechanical work.
Where did the time go? How do we move so far away? Holding on, how much can we both take when love is in a hole?
What had become the most important thing to tackle was figuring out why I was getting a sort of high-speed vibration in my steering wheel. Instincts would tell you that that's just wheel balance, but I can tell you confidently that it was not. Not only did it happen on 2 completely separate sets of wheels and tires that I had rebalanced twice, but it was happening really inconsistently in the sense that it wasn't happening all the time on all road surfaces at the same speed. The good news is one of the things that was on my list to take care of was all the sort of chassis and suspension components. So I figured the first natural place to start would be front control arms. And immediately, as soon as I removed the old control arms, I knew that was what was causing my vibration. They were quite likely the originals to this car and had seen better days.
What do you say to that? I know we both hurt bad, and you won't forget that fact. But I believe in what we had. Holding on.
Driving this car now with the new control arms, it feels completely different. Absolutely, completely different. The vibration I was feeling before is completely gone, and the front end just feels way, way more planted and confident. An absolutely night and day difference. Super happy with that. I also needed to replace the power steering lines going to the steering rack. Unfortunately, those were weeping, so I took care of those. Kind of a pain in the ass job, but it's fine, and I flushed the power steering system while I was at it, and that all feels good.
That makes us 2 fighters, and what I'm asking tonight is, could we get back to where we started?
And then the last thing I did was install my favorite exhaust for these cars, the Carnool GT Sport exhaust, which you have probably noticed. It sounds so good. It's absolutely incredible. This exhaust is so in a league of its own, to me it's not even worth considering anything else for these cars. The process is super easy. Carnool sends you modified mufflers, you send them your old ones back, you install the new mufflers, and you end up with an exhaust that sounds, to me, the way the car should have sounded from the factory. And while I praise this car a lot, and it does a lot of things really well straight from the factory, stock, it kind of sounds like a vacuum cleaner. A nice vacuum cleaner, yes, but a vacuum cleaner nonetheless. And when you have a beautiful flat 6 behind you, you want to hear it. It just sounds so good. It's really, really great.